Please like this YouTube video, share it with your family members and friends. The most important part, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon so that you will get notification on every videos.
Hey, Marvel fans! Welcome back to another episode of Marvel TLDR, where we break down the complex world of Marvel Comics into bite-sized pieces. I'm your host Swapnil Surya, and today's story is Captain America, the Super Soldier. Steve Rogers was born July 4, 1920, to poor Irish immigrant parents, Sarah and Joseph Rogers. Rogers grew up a frail youth during the Great Depression in New York City, New York. Little else is known about Rogers' early life other than the fact that a strong sense of duty, honor, and humility was instilled in him, perhaps due to his Irish Catholic upbringing. Rogers' father died when he was a child and his mother died from pneumonia later, when he was in his late teens. Steve used to go to a school in the Lower East Side neighborhood. Among the people responsible for instilling the patriotic values in him were his civics teacher Edna Crossley, who taught that as an American it was their responsibility to protect the United States, which gave more rights than any other country in the world to its citizens. Horrified by newsreel footage of Nazis ransacking Europe and atrocities in Asia that the Empire of Japan committed in China and Korea, Rogers tried to enlist in the army but was rejected as 4F because of his frailty and sickness. Overhearing the boy's earnest plea to fight for his country, General Chester Phillips, of the U.S. Army, offered Rogers the opportunity to take part in a top-secret performance-enhancing experiment called Operation Rebirth. Rogers agreed and was taken to a secret laboratory in Washington, D.C., where he was introduced to Dr. Abraham Erskine, codenamed Professor Joseph Einstein, the creator of the Super Soldier Serum. After weeks of tests, Rogers was at last administered the Super Soldier Serum. Given part of the compound intravenously and another part orally, Rogers was then bombarded by Vita rays, a special combination of exotic wavelengths of radiation designed to accelerate and stabilize the serum's effect on his body. Steve Rogers emerged from the Vita ray chamber with a perfect human body. A Nazi spy, who observed the experiment, murdered Dr. Erskine mere minutes after its conclusion. Dr. Erskine died without fully committing the super soldier formula to paper, leaving Rogers the sole beneficiary of his genius. Rogers was then put through an intensive physical and tactical training program that taught him gymnastics, hand-to-hand combat from Colonel Rex Applegate and William S. Art Fairbairn, and military strategy. 3 months later, he was given his first assignment, to stop the Nazi agent called the Red Skull. To help him become a symbolic counterpart to the Red Skull, Rogers was given the red, white, and blue costume of Captain America. Rogers was also given the cover identity of a clumsy infantry private at Camp Lehigh. After successfully becoming Captain America, Rogers was later submitted to an experimental mind conditioning program that conditioned his mind to accept false information about Walter Rogers' family on the chance he was captured by the enemy and forced to reveal classified information. As part of the conditioning, Rogers believed his real name to be Grant Rogers, that he had a brother named Michael who had died at Pearl Harbor, and that due to his parents being diplomats, he had a casual upper-class appointment to the Army and Captain America position. It would not be until far later in life that Rogers would recall the conditioning and his true history. Rogers was originally issued a traditionally kite-shaped shield made of mundane steel, as well as a sidearm. Captain's original helmet served as a mask and was separate from the rest of his costume. This proved a problem as in one early outing it was nearly knocked from his face via the hard wing emblems, almost revealing his identity to an attending newspaper reporter with a camera. Adding a protective neck-plating hood to his costume, rather than his separate mask, solved this problem and afforded Rogers more protection. President F.D. Roosevelt later presented Rogers with his now legendary disc-shaped shield. Discovering that its excellent aerodynamic properties made it an effective offensive weapon, Rogers abandoned his sidearm. In the after becoming Captain America, Steve and his sidekick, Bucky, fought straightforward with people-bizarre villains such as the Hunchback of Hollywood, the Black Toad, MODOK, and Ivan the Terrible. Chief among them was the Red Skull, a seemingly invincible Nazi whose face literally was a crimson skull. During the final days of the war, presumably on or before April 18, 1945, Captain America and Bucky were trying to stop a bomb-loaded drone plane, launched by Baron Zemo, when the plane exploded, apparently killing his partner Bucky and throwing Rogers into icy Arctic waters of the English Channel. The super soldier formula prevented crystallization of Rogers' bodily fluid, allowing him to enter a state of suspended animation. Although Rogers and Bucky had seemingly perished, the war still raged on, and US presidents and the government picked different volunteers, such as William Nasland, Jeffrey Mace, and another Steve Rogers, over the years, to keep the morale alive, and even after World War II ended. Another side, Steve's body went into suspended animation once submerged in the frigid waters, and ended up encased in solid ice. In this manner, he slept away the decades until discovered by the Avengers, a team of superheroes, in modern times. Captain America will be returning soon. Thank you for watching this video. See you on the next video. Bye.